What's up, you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on Dress to Kill, I have finally given in, and we're going to be doing an ephemera showcase. Now, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't have all of them to show off because RNG is a massive bitch, and legitimately, if you've been watching any of my streams this week, you know I've been grinding and grinding like crazy. However, there are still a couple of holdouts. Now, if you are a bit newer to Warframe or are a returning veteran that might have missed the news, there is a new feature called Ephemera. So let's go ahead and jump into our appearance tab right here. Then you go ahead and look in your attachments and look, there's a little ephemera slot. So ephemera are these additional energy effects that you can add onto your Warframe that you can earn through various activities in the game. So what we're going to be taking a look at today, one of the ones is Smoking Body Ephemera. Now, even though it's smoking, it doesn't necessarily mean like it's always going to look like smoke. So in this case, I think that because we've got it on Zephyr, it's going to look nice and windy and is going to kind of merge well with all of her turbulence, like animations and all of the energy effects that come from that. So that is just one of the various ephemera that are in game. We're going to be going ahead and taking a look at how you grab each one, and then for the ones that I do have, I'm going to showcase the energy effects and what I think that they pair well with. So let's go ahead and start with one of those holdouts, which is Blazing Step. Now, this specific ephemera, also known as Fire Feet by me, you can actually pick up from Sanctuary Onslaught, and this is Elite Sanctuary Onslaught on rotation C. It's a 1% drop chance, so if you are on, I believe it's Zone 8, that is where you will be awarded after you've completed that zone. So if you don't get it at Zone 8, well, you're gonna have to start all over again, which is exactly what I've been doing non-stop. So unfortunately, no Blazing Feet for me. However, if I did have Blazing Feet, a couple of the notable crafting requirements are going to be Ember Systems, as well as one Vitus Essence. Now, if you don't know what Vitus Essence is, it is available through arbitrations. So every round within arbitrations, you're granted one Vitus Essence. So make sure to go ahead and check that out. It's also got some 100 morphics that you're going to need to grab as well. Now, the next holdout, I'm not really all that sad about, which is actually Freezing Step. Wait, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but for a Blazing Step, you are going to need an Ember Systems. I did say that, right? We don't know. But if I did say it, then forget that this moment ever happened. But make sure to pre-build your Ember Systems so that you're not waiting for your Ember Systems when you do get the blueprint. So moving along, we have Freezing Step. This is the other holdout, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't really feel bad about not having it because it just literally looks like ice poop. I feel like you leave behind this trail of like icicles that like stand straight up and just kind of look like a stretched out poop emoji. Now you get these from the Exploiter Orb, which is the new orb fight found in Fortuna. Well, it's not in Fortuna, but it's like in the Orb Vallis and there's a cave. You know that. You probably, I'll link the video. You guys will see that. So this one is going to cost you a pre-built Frost Systems as well as a Vitus Essence and 20,000 cryotics. So if you don't have a big cryotic store, make sure you go ahead and grind that out to get your hands on this. And for anybody out there who has gotten this from the Exploiter, or by the way, it's a 3% drop, let me know if you can color it brown and make it look like legitimate ice poop. I am very curious, okay? Now, let's go ahead and start jumping into the ones that I do have, starting with Shocking Step. So Shocking Step was definitely one of the ones I was very, very happy to get because the Exploiter Orb didn't drop ice poops, but he sure as hell did drop the Shocking Step, which is also a 3% from that same spider that you would have gotten the ice poops from. So this one is going to require a Volt Systems. It's also going to require another Vitus Essence. By the way, all of them require some level of Vitus Essence. All of them are majority one, but there is one that requires more. So again, Vitus Essence, Volt Systems, as well as 100,000 circuits. Y'all should be okay with 100,000 circuits, right? I don't feel like that's too much. I've got like a massive stockpile of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like on Hildren, if I can ever find her. And I know you guys are screaming, just search it up! But as you can see right here, I've got Hildren, and these are her electric steps. You get a little electricity when she starts to slide. Anytime she's touching the ground, she will have the electric effect. Doesn't really happen when you're jumping or you're bullet jumping, but whenever you strike the ground, you get this cool electric effect. Now, of course, Great for Hildren because she is a cyborg, but I think this actually pairs very, very well with anything that has the Edo armor set on them. So let's go ahead and take a look if we can grab one of those real quick. I know that Chroma Prime definitely has the Edo armor set on him somewhere, maybe potentially. Okay, perfect. And then we'll go ahead and go into attachments, and then we will grab the Ephemera for Shocking Step. And as you can see right here, because we have our Electric Dragon, it matches perfectly with him. So think about, you know, running at your enemies with your electric aura on Chroma with your little Shocking Step Ephemera. Very, very nice. Very happy to have that one. So let's go ahead and move into the next one, which is Seeding Step. And of course, we gotta slap this one on Oberon. I also currently have this one on Saren as well because I think it's quite pretty. Where are you, Oberon? I'm too stubborn. I was thinking about typing it in, and I was like, no, you can't give in. Do not give in. So for the Seeding Step, you actually get this one from Arbitration's Rotation C. Now, thing to note with Arbitrations is that their rotations are a little bit different. In standard missions, or standard endurance missions, it's AABBC, AABBC. Now in arbitrations, because of the fact that the waves are actually twice as long, so instead of waiting 5 minutes in a survival, one wave or one cycle is considered 10 minutes. Same thing goes for many of the other things. Instead of excavation being 2 little excavator towers, it's actually 4, so everything is doubled. So instead of AABB or AABC, it is actually A, B, C, 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 C. So because of the fact that Seeding Step drops from Rotation C, it's in your best interest to stay in there through A, B, and C and just keep going as long as you possibly can to get as many C rotations as possible. This is a 2% drop rate from Arbitrations. This will cost you pre-built Oberon systems, a Vitus Essence, as well as a Lunar Pitcher. So you get the Lunar Pitchers from Lua, and you scan them with your little whatever scanner that you currently have on you, and they'll be added into your mission success screen, and you'll be able to see that. I was able, with a booster, to get about 20-ish per run. Usually I get 23 to like 24, and I had a couple stock ready, so I only had to do 2 runs. So that's how you get it. Now, the appearance on this is kind of, I'm gonna say a little bit meh. So what it actually is, and you won't be able to see it till we're down here, is it actually grows little patches of grass. It's not like the actual visuals that they show on the thing itself is nowhere near as good, or actually the image that they show on the preview isn't really as good as what you get in game. I feel like it's a little bit of false advertising. Now in missions, it does seem to be a little bit more apparent than that. The grass does seem to be a little bit taller, but you get the little wispies, you get the little cherry blossom wispies, and I know that some of them are innate with the Thearch skin, but the grass is really like the extra selling point that you get there. As you can see, kind of like when you're moving on different planes, you will get a little bit of that grass. I like it with Saren a lot, and of course Oberon, and any other kind of like woody type of creature. I really don't know who else I would toss it on, to be completely honest with you. I feel like that's pretty much the only set that I would put it on. Anything that feels mystical, maybe even like the Limbo Deluxe skin or something like that might be very, very pretty on. Even maybe the Frost Prime if you don't like the ice poops, because he looks kind of like a Viking. So that might be a good replacement there. So let's go ahead and move into the next one. Those are the last of the steps. I also have the Smokin' Body, as you guys saw. And I actually went ahead and tossed that on Baruch as well, so you saw that on Zephyr. I feel like it looks very, very windy. So I like how it kind of looks as an airy effect. So I like to put it on a lot of like airy characters. Now, you get Smoking Body from the Shadow Stalker. So you have a 5% chance of him dropping it. So if you are trying to get your hands on this, you might want to get together with a group of people that are trying to farm it as well, and grab a whole bunch of the Stalker Beacons when Barokatir comes around. So grab a bunch of those if you're not having any luck grabbing it from him. For me, he just dropped it like maybe the second time that I saw him, and I'm like, oh my god, wow, that's amazing. So definitely try your luck there, and hopefully he'll be able to drop it for you. But maybe you can get a group together on the weekends and see if you can just spawn him like one after the other, with you guys taking turns using your beacons, and may RNG be with you. This will require a pre-built ash systems, a Vitus Essence, as well as 25 Orokin cells. Orokin cells. There's also, I actually went ahead and used this on Revenant as well, because I thought that this looked really, really cool. The one thing that you do have to keep in mind is it is smoke, like a smoke effect. So as you can see with Revenant, it kind of like merges in with all of his like energy flow that's going on, and it kind of adds like an additional layer of that. So I think that it's very, very nice as an energy effect. You could even possibly put this on Ember as little fiery looking wisps. Just keep in mind for your Ash, because I know a lot of people are going to want to toss this on Ash and have a smoke effect, you do have to make your energy color a smoky one in order to really get a smoke effect, as opposed to like an energy, you know, flurry effect or a fire flurry effect or whatever. This is definitely one of my favorite ones of the bunch. Now, the last favorite one that we're going to take a look at real quick is, of course, the bleeding body. Now, the bleeding body is, I guess I will call it the easiest to get. Now, of course, RNG can be a bitch. Sometimes RNG can gift you a whole bunch of things. As you guys saw, a lot of those things were just handed to me by RNG, and I'm like, thank you, and now I'm on my last two, and RNG is not putting out. They're like, not until you put a ring on it, and I'm like, I'm sorry. So this one is going to be Bleeding Body. This is actually obtained from arbitration, and you need to use 20 Vitus Essence to get the blueprint. You'll also need to use an additional Vitus Essence in order to get your hands on it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. So this is going to require a Garuda systems to build, as well as 10,000 Kuva. So keep that in mind. Hopefully you're building up stores. Oh, and here is Garuda in all of her glory, and potentially the worst ephemera of the bunch. Like, this effect is kind of ridiculous. It just looks like blobs. See, the thing is, as compared to the bloody sigil that we have on her, the bloodshed sigil, this, it just looks like ketchup. I could deepen the color just a little bit, but it would affect all of the things on the attachments tab. So all of the attachments on her would have a really, really dark energy color. But as you can see, this kind of looks like ketchup. I'm crossing my fingers, and I said this before, that they polish this up just a little bit to maybe make the particles a little bit finer instead of looking like ridiculous big blobs. But for those of you guys who are wondering, like I'm wondering, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could make it cream. Wait, where is it? Oh, I have to back all the way out. I have to back all the way out to be able to see it. Wait, what's happening? Why isn't it taking... Oh, I think it has to be her energy color. Ah, drats. Ah, drats. It has to be her energy color. Wait, what is this? Is this the standard one? All right. My bad. Let's go ahead and add that in. And you guys know where we're going with this, right? You can make it white droplets all over, just in case you're into that. I don't know why you'd be into that. You know, maybe you're into cold-looking liquids or maybe warm-looking liquids. I don't know. But just in case you did want to, you know, have all of these fluids that look slightly creamy in depending on the color that you add into it. You know, I mean, that's your prerogative. Completely, whatever you want to do with that, just in case. But yeah, so that one is, like I said, available from the arbitration order honors for 20 Vitus Essence. So that is the last of the ephemera. Let me know which ones you guys are loving right now. I hope that maybe it's not bleeding. Do you agree with me in the bleeding one? Do you absolutely hate the ice poop ones too? Have you been gifted by RNG and have picked up all of these? By the way, I did pick Saren for a reason, by the way, just so that you guys could see. just so that you guys can see exactly how it kind of like looks on her. Is there any other Warframe that you like to attach specific regalia to as, not regalia, attach a specific ephemera to as well? So I'm using Seeding Step on her right now, but as you can see with Bleeding Body, you can kind of come up with an interesting poison look. So as you can see right here, you get like an interesting little poison toxin thing. It's not necessarily my favorite of the bunch, but you know, things can be worked on, things can be improved, maybe potentially, but that about does it for me for now. Leave all of your feelings down in the comments below, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.